Man, who slept well last night? Did any of you guys sleep well last night? I felt like I was in that stage of the market that some of you may not have experienced before, where you're up all night and you're doing this. Refresh. 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 The more that we want to refresh our portfolios, the more that we want to check how well we're doing. Usually signals that the emotion is coming back into the market, guys. I could feel it with myself. I was getting super happy. I'm super happy with some of the buys that we got on the channel, like, buying ETH all the way down, at the bottom of buttfuck nowhere, okay? All the way down at these trend lines, 1500 and a little bit lower, guys. And what you're starting to see now is altcoins really outperform. So Ethereum has outperformed Bitcoin over the past 7 days. XRP has outperformed Ethereum over the past 7 days, right? You go down and there's a lot of them. Some of you guys said, can you cover XLM, Stellar? You guys let me know what altcoins you hold and what you want me to cover. But what you're going to see here is the majority of these altcoins have been outperforming. However, not all of the altcoins have been outperforming. So there's actually like a mixed bunch on Twitter. Some people saying, why is my altcoin not outperforming? Other people saying, oh my God, I can't believe it. We're going to be rich. Now, I wanted to take us over to the bull market peak indicator and debunk this a little bit. Then we're going to go into the trading view. We're not going to go on Twitter today. But this is still 100% hold. And after taking more time to look into this a little bit deeper, I think this is a good site to be using to know when to sell, because it's not straightforward, right? So what you're going to see, progress goes from 0% all the way to 100%. You would assume that all of these must be at 100% to sell, right? So, I mean, you look at the Bitcoin rainbow chart at 60%. You look at things like the Pi cycle top indicator at 68%. But then you go down to things like Bitcoin dominance. It's at 91%. Now, we all know that at the end of the cycle, Bitcoin dominance usually drops off. We have a sharp alt season, and then it regains some momentum into the bear market where everyone's pretty much leaving their altcoins and, they're only buying Bitcoin. But we already hit 100% for this. So this would have been ticked off. And it would have said that around 110K would have been a top. Long-term holder supply, 15 million. It should be around 13 million. Okay, that's when everyone's selling off. But now we have to think about ETFs. Okay, same with the short-term holder supply as well. Individually, you can use these, but I think if you're using everything as a whole, you need to be careful, right? So whether you like it or not, we are getting close. Some of you guys won't want to hear that, but it doesn't really matter because it is what it is. And right now, Bitcoin... Let's actually go to the shorter term time frame. Go to the 45 minute actually. You guys can see that we actually did have this bull pennant that we were forming over the weekend and the end of last week. And it had an upwards price target of around 125k. We got to around 123 and we're rejecting right now. Can we continue up to 125k? I do think that when we have these pullbacks, they're going to be like very short and sharp before resulting to uptrends. And if we are in the last parabolic stage of the market, guys, that is what happens. You get short pullbacks for a day or two and then you result to uptrends, guys. We come to Ethereum, and Ethereum had a megaphone pattern that it was forming with a breakout target of nearly 4k. It was 3.8k, and right now we're printing our first candles outside of this. So this could be where ETH Bitcoin starts to get some serious strength. You guys already saw that over the past 3 45-minute candles for Bitcoin. We were dumping, right? So we dumped from 123-ish to now 121. But for Ethereum, we've had these big pumps up, guys. So showing that ETH dominance wants to increase. So even if we go to the ETH BTC pair, we see that reflected here, guys, right? So ETH BTC needs to break out of this range around 0.2525-ish. And then we can tackle these range highs, which we've been in, which we spoke about on the channel. Remember, make sure you are marking up your trading view so you know exactly what levels you need to be breaking, right? So once we do break 0.26, boom, 0.28 is going to be the next level of resistance. That could be an increase in dominance of around like 12% against Bitcoin, guys. That would be fantastic. Now, when we come to the total 3 ES, this is excluding stable coins as well, guys, and we don't really look at that much. Definitely take into account stablecoin dominance in some aspects, but when we are looking for our altcoins, guys, everything that's not Bitcoin or ETH, we actually are still at the previous all-time high of 2021, ranging around here, guys, right? So we fell back through it. We're trying to tackle it. Looks like we're forming some sort of like W formation, and we're on the third attempt trying to break out. So the first attempt we didn't break out, second attempt we didn't really break out, third attempt, if we can break above this line and then do something like that to tackle these range highs, then that's going to be really, really good for a lot of our altcoins. And all of you guys saying, why is my altcoin not moving? You will turn into the people saying, oh my God, I should have bought more altcoins. So again, line in the sand around 700 billion for the breakout. And then obviously in this range here is going to be a key area of resistance that all of us need to break through, guys. But it should be pretty easy to get up to around that 950 billion. If we check out the order block, and you can see we've got no resistance until around 850 billion for pretty much all of our top altcoins. Others right now still working on breaking out of this larger scale order block. We actually did break out of this downtrend. We just need to follow through and continuation. And if we could flip like 300 billion into support, that would be really, really good. And then finally, when we do check out the Bitcoin dominance chart on the daily, we came up in 3 angles, guys, right? So we had a very steep angle, a second angle, and then a third angle. And right now, it looks like we're breaking down of all of them. Now, 64%, we did say, was a very key level for our order block. If we do come down to 64% and then resume higher, we'd like to have a higher low in the chart, guys. So we don't really want to go above this level here. But what we do need to be seeing is us breaking down. Even if you come up, lower high, we need to break down through 62%, guys, okay? A breakdown through 62% would be massive for our altcoins. I mean, right now, some of our altcoins are up 20-30% on a 2% pullback in Bitcoin dominance, guys. So again, everyone's calling alt season. We are in that timing window that we did draw out. I think it was like 2 weeks ago we drew it out when we were somewhere around here. And we said, as soon as we get to around here, around July, we should break down. And just like that, just like clockwork, guys, you know, we broke down going into July. Doesn't mean we can't have short-term, you know, bullish relief rallies for Bitcoin dominance. You know, Bitcoin starts to take the reins again if it wants to go into price discovery. But 2 key levels for us to really be initiating altcoin season. And if we can break down below 62%, guys, this is really going to be where we say, right, altcoin season's in full effect. We really need to start taking profits seriously. But that's it. Quick one from me to you. Everything's looking really, really good. Remember, if we do get short-term pullbacks on the way, super normal. We did just pump up into new all-time highs. We're going to have short-term corrections along the way. But if you found anything in this video useful, you know what to do. Like the video, subscribe, leave me a comment to let me know how you're feeling about the market on this Monday. I'm seeing you in the next one. Peace.